Every single day, tens of thousands of people line up in the Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh. The crowds here are so relentless that the Tirupati Balaji temple has become the most heavily visited religious site on the planet. Visitors pour a staggering amount of cash and valuables into the temple's donation boxes, known as the hundi, every few hours. All that wealth has built an expansive, sprawling architectural marvel. The complex is immense, crowned with golden roofs and housing massive stockpiles of gold ornaments used strictly to dress the deity. Alongside the monetary wealth, there's another highly physical offering taking place. Men, women, and children of all ages willingly shave their heads on the temple steps before ever walking inside. This convergence of fortunes and physical sacrifice at a single mountain shrine is driven by a very specific objective. These pilgrims are participating in a multi-generational effort to pay off an ancient literal debt. According to Hindu scriptures, this story starts deep in the age of Kali. A sage named Brighu tested the Holy Trinity to see who was greatest. When he reached Lord Vishnu, he kicked him directly in the chest. Because Goddess Lakshmi resided in Vishnu's chest, she took the kick as a severe insult and immediately left for earth. Dejected, Lord Vishnu abandoned his heavenly abode of Vaikuntha and descended to the earthly realm to search for her. He eventually settled inside an anthill to meditate, surviving on milk provided by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, who had taken the forms of a cow and calf to keep him fed. Eventually, Vishnu found his consort, who had been reincarnated on earth as a king's daughter named Padmavati. This diagram represents the core financial crisis of the myth. To fund a wedding ceremony of this scale, Vishnu required an immense amount of capital, so he took out a massive loan from Kuber, the god of wealth. After the wedding, the newly married lord remained on the Tirumala hills. The agreement was that he would repay the principal and the interest to Kuber in bits and pieces over the course of millennia. And that is exactly what the modern crowds are funding. Every dollar dropped in the hundi and every lock of hair donated is a direct contribution to help Lord Venkateshwara make his timely payments on that divine loan. To house this perpetual cycle of divine debt and earthly repayment, physical construction on the site began around 300 AD. Early emperors and regional kings provided the initial funds to build out the shrine. But as centuries passed, the continuous flow of pilgrims and gold created a severe logistical headache. By the middle of the 18th century, a Maratha general named Raghojee Bhansale realized the temple needed a permanent, organized body to handle the sheer volume of wealth. This timeline illustrates how the administrative effort culminated in 1933 with an official act creating the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, or TTD. This timeline then expands into a branching organizational chart, showing how the TTD oversees a massive network of infrastructure and mountain roads today. On site, the scale of management is staggering. The TTD operates massive queue complexes designed strictly to keep millions of visitors moving smoothly, along with expansive hair donation outlets and dining halls that serve free meals 24 hours a day. The TTD effectively acts as the central bank and administrative engine for a divine financial system, executing the logistics of a mythological loan repayment on a massive global scale. Past the toll gates and queue complexes, you eventually arrive at the Anandanilium, the sanctum sanctorum sitting directly beneath this golden dome. This is where the core focus of the devotion resides. Inside sits the self-manifested idol of Lord Venkateshwara, heavily adorned every single day with fresh flowers and golden ornaments. The main idol is so massive that it actually requires a practical workaround for daily rituals. During the morning sevas, priests use a smaller secondary idol, known as the Bhoga Srinivasa Murthy, to perform the necessary ceremonies, because the primary statue is simply too heavy to move. Because of Vishnu's presence here, the temple has earned the title Bhuloka Vaikuntam. For the millions who visit, this exact location is the literal earthly abode of God in our current age. It exists in two realities at once. On one level, it is an astonishing marvel of modern logistics, fast wealth management, and crowd control. On another, it provides millions of people with a direct path towards spiritual salvation. A single ancient story about an insulted god, a heavenly marriage, and an enormous loan has successfully manifested what is today one of the most complex, highly funded, and enduring mega institutions on the